Good morning and welcome back to A Life Worth Living. I'm Frederick Groth, and I believe that God has a plan and purpose for everyone, including you. And I have a message of hope and truth to show you a life worth living. This morning we're in December. Deuteronomy. It looks like I wrote December. Deuteronomy chapter 15. Sorry for that. And there are a couple things that are discussed in this chapter that lead us to a very important principle of prosperity and blessing. Number one, God ordained that there would be a 7th year release, or a mini jubilee, if you will. And in that 7th year, anyone that borrowed anything, that owed money, would be released. Anyone that had given land in collateral would receive their land back. Any slaves that had, or servants that had signed on to help people, would be released to go back home and start their life again. Very important. And this rule was in place, God said, as long as there was poor in the land. It's very important to be generous and helpful to people. And the other part of that law was that just because it was the 6th year doesn't mean you don't help somebody. Because you know that the next year payments are going to stop coming in. Firstborn males of all animals were to be given to God as a thank offering and a tithe offering. And this had to do with the covenant that God had with all the firstborn people of the land. So this leads us to the principle that comes out of this. And there are 3 things that I want to briefly discuss this morning that help us with prosperity and blessing. And that is generosity, a willingness to help, and a thankful heart. Let's start with Thanksgiving first. And I've talked about this numerous times over the past couple years in these videos. Being thankful is one of the single greatest keys to prosperity and success in everyone's life. It helps with your mental stability. It helps with your mental strength. It helps with your day-to-day stress. A lifestyle of thanksgiving and gratitude is of utmost importance. I would go so far as to say you can't truly be successful and prosperous unless you are thankful. Number 2, we're going to go backwards down the list here. Willingness to help people. Anyone who is what we would call uber successful, that has got many hundreds of millions of dollars or billions of dollars, all have started business with this mantra: how can I help people? In a big way. Okay? And so they've gone through the course of building businesses with the idea, how can I help people? Success will only come when we learn to help people. The more people we help, the more successful we will become. Help does not mean you can't get paid for your work. But being helpful also means that we help others during our time of prosperity. That we give to others. I've watched many videos about social experiments where they've given people that were homeless food, and it is the homeless people are the most giving to help others. In other words, they understand what it means to have nothing, and therefore they are willing to help whenever they have something. What is wrong with us? What is wrong with us who have stuff, who have things, who've been blessed? We're unwilling to help others. Shame on us. We must learn to be helpful. And finally, generosity goes hand in hand with being helpful. Learn to be giving, to tithe of your money, to give of your substance, to give of your resources, to be generous with the blessing that you have. The more generosity, the more helpful, and the more thankful that we become as we become more successful, the more successful and prosperous and blessed we will become. It is a very important principle of success. If you don't get anything else from these videos, learn these 3 principles, and it will elevate you beyond what you can imagine. Generosity, helping others, and being thankful. God bless you. Now go, get out there and live a life worth living.